Ladies, gents, everybody, welcome to JL. It's a little bit of a late start, but you know what? Circumstances were against us today as we're underway for qualifying. We're on board with Kalitka. He's still in the championship hunt. It's him against Di Martino against Toaster, who's not here today. Finguala with an outside chance, and Mika Tumika still technically in it. He has been looking good around Sepang though. But Q1 is 3 laps, Q2 is 3 laps, and then the race is going to be a solid 20 lapper. It's funny because in CC it was literally 20 laps, and I saw it with 20 laps, and then I still forgot. But we're on board with Azot, as I think Di Martino has gone purple in Sector 1 and Sector 2, so the championship leader looking pretty damn dandy as we come around the final corner. I think he might have made a mistake though in that final sector, as Azot is the man on pole. He was weaving on the back straight, so I wonder if he was happy with the way he took those corners. Finguala in second, top 7 through to Q2, so Tito is currently on the bubble. Azot has looked incredibly pacey as of late though. So maybe we'll see some miracles from the pole as he looks for his first JL victory. He's already scored a podium as we were on board there with Quemsville, and he made a bit of a mistake as we were on board. Guess you can call it the streamer's curse. But at the end of the second lap, I think Di Martino, considering his last sector last time was a little bit shoddy, he should be able to improve to where it is P1 for the Frenchman. As at second, Kalitka, Mika, Benguala, Jura, and Peto, who's now in the bubble, with Tito just outside, Fede, Axis, Alkfish, who's making his debut, Quemsvel, you've got Gelprad, and you've got Mr. Crunk. The Q1, Q2, is it only one quali? Holy moly. Okay, in that case, coming towards the end of Q, oh my word, I've lost track of everything. I'm so sorry, guys, but we're going to see who's going to take pole position. If anyone can take it from Di Martino, Kalitka, purple in sector 2, trying to make it another Rykar 1-2, but hopefully him on pole. Man, he's done it. Kalitka's done it. He's taken pole from Di Martino. Azot in third, Mika on the second row with Azot. Then Finguala in fifth, there of Jura, Fede, Krank, Peto, and Tito. Let's look at the grid again. It's another Rykar 1-2. This team ending JL on a high before they head into HL next season. Azot in third in the S25M Williams. He's been competitive, but that Rykar force is one to behold. Mika in P4 in the Sparta. Still looking to keep his title hopes alive, with Finguala in fifth, Jura in the Alfa Romeo in sixth, seventh for Fede, who makes his return for Denoco. Then you've got Crunk. I missed the quali, but it is. After Crunk, it is Peto in the Zipex today, and Tito, who's an independent, or Tito, who's an independent. Then you've got Alkfish on his debut for Williams. You've got Axis in the ESM. Then you've got Grimsbell in the Sparta. And then you've got Gail Prad at the back as the picks. Now let's get going. So 20 laps. We'll make the most of it here in JL, as it is 25% rain. Yeah, it's Sepang. It could be a title clincher potentially. As we're underway, Kalitka, Di Martino, Azot, Mika, and Finguala all on the soft tires, the top 5, with Jura deciding to start on hards. But out of the first corners, Di Martino dropping back again on lap 1. Kalitka making a mistake after having a slight lead, and now Di Martino's been edged there by Azot. But it's all very messy at the moment between the drivers. Kalitka, Mika, Jura, and Mr. Crunk are your top 4. What a stunning start there from the Canadian from 6th. Di Martino once again having a shocker, so his championship hopes dissipating. He's got an 11-point gap over the man who's currently leading and has a bit of a gap over Mika to Mika. And his name is Kalitka, his own teammate. So 10 places between the Rykars after they were right by each other at the start. Tito and Crunk looking like a lag rocket impending over there in the fight for what is 4th place. Jura with a great start on the hards. Crunk off the track there. Oh, fish up into 5th. So while Azot has dropped back, Ogfish in S25M Williams is moving up is moving up the field, but then he makes a mistake as Peto has been yeeted off, I think, by his own teammate, Galprad there. So, I mean, the top guys are spread out, but we've got a nice little fight here. Finguala now, oh, he sent Ogfish to the shops, as in off the track there, as the Turkishman and the Canadian drop down to 9th and 10th, Azot back into 8th, Di Martino back up into 5th, though. So it's still game on here. Is I think I had a bit of lag there on my own end. Di Martino with the fastest lap, taking it from Kalitka, who did a 0.87. Di Martino 0.83. Jura on the back of Mika. So what a start from the Polish driver. He's clearly doing a one-stopper. So let's see how this carries him, and especially if rain falls. I'm not sure if Juro's had a JL podium. I don't think he has, but he has been looking super competitive in recent weeks. And that is a sign that he'll be looking forward to, because it is going to start clouding over here at Sepang. Tito holding off Di Martino, but I think as we cut away, he made a mistake. So he's dropped behind the Frenchman, who's now cruising forwards into 4th. Kalitka made a mistake clearly because Mika's on his tail. Di Martino with a 40.45, much quicker than anyone, but Tito is fighting him as he has the right to. Di Martino squeezing him off there, and I think that might be something the stewards might look at the end of the race. But Mika to Mika in second, Kalitka in front, and Jura in the best position possible in third if he can just stay in the slipstream of the Ethiopian. Up ahead of him, there's Gal Prad in 7th, Finguala in 8th, Azot in 9th, Gwemsbel behind the rookie, Alkfish, and now behind Axis, who's, as per usual, starts on those hard tyres there in the ESM. The other ESM has just passed Galprad for 7th. I mean, Galprad actually off to a fantastic start from 13th, and now he's been squeezed off there by Azot. So stewards will have a field day. I'm already a bit tired, I won't lie. But I know Mika for sure is not tired. He's always hounding Kalitka here. As Jura now tries to make the move on Mika, those soft tires are going to start fading away a little bit. But Jura can basically do the one-stopper from here. Kalitka and Mika will have to stop over the next 2 laps. Now we have a new race leader for the first time today. Mika takes the lead after Kalitka's mistake. And Jura, because of Kalitka's mistake, has dropped out of the slipstream of Mika. But he instead has the slipstream of Kalitka. But he's going to bide his time. So, the Polish driver probably going to lap 10 as Mika, Kalitka all over the place into the first 2 turns. Di Martino in P4, pulling away from Tito. It's a bit spread out compared to how JL usually is, except this front trio. It's looking a bit tasty, and Di Martino will hope that these guys battle it out. Jura with an opportunistic move. I think he did send Kalitka a little bit off as Mika makes a mistake there. So now Jura's back in the slipstream of Mika, and suddenly, Jura to Jura. I'm kidding. Jira. Is coming to the pits on his hard tires on lap 6. Yes, you heard me correctly. Jira on lap 6 is coming to the pits of hard tires. I am puzzled. But anyway, we're going to move on. Tito now leads for the first time in JL. Punk in second, 2 seconds behind. Tito certainly very prepared for this weekend, looking very good. I think in AL he scored his personal best of P4, although that is probably under review as Alkfish and Finguala have altercations once again. Tito in from the race lead, and now this moves Crunk up ahead of this 3-way fight for second with Di Martino in 5th. Kalitka in 4th on the soft tires. I only noticed that now. So he's going for the undercut on this duo. Jura lets him through into 3rd, and now Mika is going to have a tough time against the Ukrainian drivers. They're all catching Crunk at a bit of an awkward time into sectors 2 and 3. Into sector 2. Mika, is he going to look for the move? A little bit ambitious there on Crunk, and that's going to allow Kalitka through after Mika went off. And now Jura trying to squeeze through. Kalitka squeezed off by Crunk. Mika squeezed off by Crunk, and Jura suddenly up into second. Alfa Romeo 1-2 before Crunk decides to box. Is he going on to the hard tires? I wonder, because that could play a huge role in how this race ends up for the Canadian and for Alfa Romeo. Romeo as a whole. But Crunk moves on to the hards. Kalitka with a mistake. Jura with a gap now. As Di Martino in the background, having been 11th at the end of lap 1, suddenly finds himself right on the tail of his teammate. They were split by 10 positions at some point. But now those position split is only 1. The gap is only like under a second between them as Jura is looking better than ever. He has been looking better. The progress has been showing, but slowly and surely he has been on fire. What am I saying? All I'm saying is watch out for this Polish driver, because if he doesn't win now, there will be a win that comes very shortly at some point. So lap 10, halfway into the race, Kalitka looking for a way past Mika. His tyres will start feeling a little bit second-hand. Mika off the track, a little bit of a sketchy rejoin there against Kalitka, but they're still in good stead as Mika goes wide, and now Kalitka seizes the opportunity like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know how Charlie and the Chocolate Factory seized an opportunity in any way, shape, or form. I just needed to say something for the sake of it as Mika makes a mistake there. Chura now in front, Kalitka in second. Held up a little bit, going down the inside into the final corner. Lovely execution there. And Mika also trying to seize the opportunity. As Jura's going to go down the inside of Kalitka for sure. No, he's just going to fend off Mika. Oh, he goes around the outside. Oh, he's taken off Kalitka. He's taken off Kalitka. Oh, no, with the lag rocket there. And that's allowed Di Martino into second. So suddenly we could be on for one of the greatest JL comebacks in history there. After he was 11th, now he's second, and Jura is right ahead of him. He's been the quickest so far in this race. He was quick in quali, didn't quite get the lap strung up. His fastest lap was quicker than his own quali lap and then Kalitka's quali lap. His lap 11 begins. Lap 12 about to begin. Kalitka surely coming into the pits. No, he stays out. Mika goes after Di Martino as he tries to take second. Hopefully, no lag rockets this time. It's safe. It's safe. Jura in the mix. Mika almost edged off there by Di Martino's trailer. Peto's still staying out there in the Zipex. In ninth, there's now Di Martino sends an aggressive one and sends Jura off. Stewards will have a look at that. I'm pretty sure of that because I don't think Jura will be too happy with the way that move was executed. But from 11th into the lead, Di Martino leads for France, and suddenly the championship looks like it's his. Mika might even look to save any championship hopes that he has by trying a move on the Frenchman. They're all going to stay out until lap 13. I'm pretty sure Di Martino with the mistake, and Jura takes second. Mika takes the lead, takes a defensive line into turn 1. Di Martino down the inside, and now around the outside, down the inside again, and he takes second right back. This is an enthralling little fight, but the more they fight, the more Kalitka will be hoping that number 1, rain doesn't fall. Number 2, that he can get a superb undercut. He's got Azot up ahead. Jura fended off a little bit there by Mika, who still holds on to the lead. Lovely stuff there from the Ethiopian. Thrilling race here in store for all of us. I'm pretty sure the pit stops will come in as it is going to be sunny. Mika's going to stay out. Di Martino's edged a little bit there by Jura, but I don't think he had the license to be there in the first place. Jura in for mediums. Di Martino in for mediums. I think Mika is staying out for a soft tire stint at the end, but that could be complicated because Kalitka with the almighty undercut as he overtakes Azot there. And now he's behind Jura, who's on the soft tires. That's a huge call there from the Polish driver, and he's made the mistake. Kalitka in front suddenly of him, and now Kalitka makes another mistake. Azot just come into this, but Azot, of course, is not going to the end. He's coming in, I think, at the end of this lap, and he's absolutely ransacked Kalitka off the track. That allows Finguala. Where has he come from, bro? Where's Finguala come from? He's in this leading fight. Mika's going to come into the pits. And now Finguala's been squeezed off. Now Azot ahead of Finguala. Jura behind Di Martino. Mika into the pits for soft tires. But that outlap on 8-lap old mediums was a bit shoddy as you'd expect from 8-lap old mediums. But he's doing 6 on softs. And now I think a slight edge on Finguala there coming out the pits. But he's ran his way past Kalitka. Di Martino in front. Azot in second, third place over here for Mika to Mika. As now there, Jura and Di Martino fight it out. Jura needs to get his way through ASAP so that he has any chance of beating the flying Frenchman. Let me not remind you for the 4th time today where he came from on the grid. But now Mika, with Kalitka in his slipstream, closes in on a mistake there that Jura made, and now Kalitka a little bit off the track. Mika holds back. He takes his time, but he'll need to actually make that move quickly. He sends it down the inside of Jura. Doesn't quite make a stick there. Goes off the track, and that is still him in third. Jura doing a marvelous job here looking for their first JL podium. But the person in the best position possible right now is Di Martino in front for Rykar. And I'm sure he will be absolutely loving the fact that Kalitka's holding up Mika, although Mika does edge Kalitka off a little bit there. And now goes off the track himself. The win is slipping away from the Ethiopian. Oh dear, I don't think anyone would have expected this outcome from the race where he had one driver down in 11th. You had one driver in front. You had one driver in second. You had one driver in third. As Jura's right on the back of Di Martino again here on lap 17. He's going to need to make that move ASA pronto. Then in sixth place, you've got Tito, you've got Azot, you've got Beto, who's doing the one stopper, as now Jura makes the move into the race lead. But those tires are going to start crying for help over the next lap or two. So if he's going to make the move, he needs to make it stick, unlike he did there. That time he made a bit of a mistake. Kalitka holding up Mika and doing a fantastic job for his teammate at the moment. And now Jura still in the slipstream. Finguala still in contention for a podium as Mika makes another error there. Finguala around the outside. The Turkishman trying to take P4. He was nowhere at the start of this race. And now, in fact, even at the middle of this race, and now suddenly he's in contention for something strong. He makes a slight error, and that allows Mika to pull a little bit away from him. Di Martino has seemingly broken the slipstream, or has kept, what's his name? Ah, another lag rocket there. That's a bit unfortunate for the two of them. Finguala and Mika, their podium hopes have been ended. Jura, I think his winning hopes have been ended because he's made a mistake. And suddenly we could be on for Rykar 1-2. Rykar on the verge of securing the Constructors. And what a well-deserved Constructors title this would be. You've got two absolutely stellar drivers. A Ukrainian, a Frenchman. They've come together. They practiced so hard ahead of the start of this season. And look at how they're flying. So, looking further back, you've got Azot now ahead of Tito, but Tito has fresher tires, I think. Either that or Azot has just absolutely blitzed towards Tito. He's actually overtaken Tito. Then you've got, what's his name? Beto in 8th, Frank in 9th, Quemsbell in 10th, Gale in 11th, 12th, Oldfish and Axis at the back. So I think the one stopper hasn't worked out for those drivers, or for some of those drivers, but if there was ever a situation where one hand is firmly placed on the trophy, it is today. HL, you guys had better watch out. Because earlier in the race, Di Martino was a solid 5 seconds down. He was 11th at the end of lap 1. His starts haven't been the greatest, but it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And I think the same can be said for Rykar in their final season in JL. They are about to win the Constructors, but in brilliant fashion. Di Martino, 11th to 1st. What a comeback and what a victory. 1-2 for Rykar. It's third place, first ever podium in JL there for Jura. Fourth for Mika. He'll be a bit disappointed with how that ended. Benguala in P5, Azot in 6th, Tito in 7th. I don't know why Peto's come into the pits, but that's allowed Crunkit to 8th, and I'm sure Albono will not be happy. 10th place there for Quemsbell. Algfish just about beating Axis for 12th, with Galprad up ahead of them. But wow, what a sensational result. We'll read the results again. Di Martino, fastest lap and victory. And one hand firmly on the title. Alitka, second. 1-2. Spam, done. Rykar, champions. Third place there for Jura. First ever podium for Alfa Romeo in JL. This is, of course, their second season in the series. So what a result there. And what a first podium there for the Polish driver. Although many will question how come he did come in for hard tires in that first stint. But it was still a superb drive. You've got Mika in 4th for Sparta, 5th place there for Finguala in the ESM, 6th for Azot. I think that's like 5 different teams in the top 6 there. 6 different teams in the top 7 with Tito producing a solid drive there for Dinoco. place there for Crank, ninth place for Beto, who came into the pits on the final lap. Then you've got Quamsbell in 10th, 11th for Galbrad, 12th place for Alkfish on his debut, and Axis in the other ESM in 13th. Electric.